Hello Python and Django developers. Are you tired of writing endless JavaScript for your Django project? And what if I told you that there is a way that you can build dynamic web applications without touching even a single line of JavaScript, or either React or Vue.js itself? So HTMX, it's a game changer. It's the new friend in web development. So in this video, I'll be showing you how to create Django application and integrate it with HTMX to create modern interactive web applications and with less code. So my name is Kelvin and let's get started. Let's choose our desired location that where we want to keep our Django project, and for this case I'll choose this location. So I'll start by opening CMD and creating a virtual environment. And the way we create this, because I'm using Windows, it's very simple. So I would say it's python -m venv. So this venv will invoke the virtual environment creation script. So, and the name of the virtual environment, I'm gonna call it venv. Okay, cool. After the virtual environment has been created successfully, what we are supposed to do is to activate it so that we can install packages inside our virtual environment. And the virtual environment is very important because it will keep our dependencies of our project isolated. So I will activate it by getting to the virtual env, that is the virtual environment, and then we have a folder called scripts, and then inside the script I'll just write activate like that, and it has an indication that we have activated our virtual environment. So first of all, I'll start by going back to the root of the project. So the first thing I'll have to do is to install Django itself. So it's pip install then Django. So Django, it has been successfully installed into our virtual environment. So next thing that we are supposed to do is to start the Django application itself. So, and how we do this is by executing this command. So it's Django -admin start project, and then the name of the Django application, I'm gonna call it simple app. Okay, and I'm gonna create it in the current directory. So I'll append dot after the simple application, and it has a space and then dot. So there we go. So as you can see in our root directory here, we have our virtual environment, and then we have this simple application. So from here I will proceed to my code editor. So I'm gonna use VS Code. So I'm gonna open Visual Studio Code in this directory. So yes, I trust the others, and there we go. So as you can see, these are our files inside our directory here. So next thing is to start an application that will be working on, and an application in Django is just a package that holds your code into single unit. Let me just open the terminal, and how we do that, you just come up here and then click new terminal. So the terminal will open here, and since we are not working on our virtual environment, we have to activate our virtual environment because our workspace has not detected that we have a virtual environment. So what we're gonna do, I'll just cd again to venv, and then scripts, and then just write activate like that, and it has an indication that we have activated our virtual environment. So to create an application in Django, what we will do, we just type Python. So we'll be using this management command here, manage.py. So Python manage.py. So this manage, and make sure that you are on the root directory of the project. Sorry, so I'll have to go back and just clear the screen. So this python manage.py start app, like that, and then the app I'm gonna call it core. Okay, and as you can see, this is the core application that has been created. So as I told you, is a package that is helping you to keep your code in organized way. So as you can see, it has some structure here. It has admin, apps and models, tests and views. First of all, we'll start by adding our Django application to our installed apps in the settings of our application. So I'll open my simple application, and I will add core into my installed apps so that it can be recognized as an application in this project. And after doing that, we'll proceed to the core itself, and then in the views.py, okay, this is where we'll be writing our applications, our views. So before even writing our first view, I would like to add some configurations to our Django settings. So like the templates, where we'll find our templates. So in this situation, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come up here and import, sorry, I'm gonna import OS because I will be using OS, and in our templates I'll do here, I just say os dot path dot join, that is dot join, and we are joining from the base directory, sorry, auto completion, sorry, this is the base D, and then the folder name, we're gonna call it templates. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this name like that, and then in our root directory of our application, I'm gonna create a new directory called templates, like that, and inside the templates I'm gonna create a file called base.html, like that. Inside this HTML, I'm going to create a simple HTML like that, and then call it base. Okay, it's just as the title. And now inside that base HTML, this is where we will incorporate our HTMX, that it will communicate with our templates to send and receive requests asynchronously. Let's proceed to the docs. I'm gonna go to htmx.org, like that. Let's maximize this, and let's go to introduction. So HTMX gives you access to Ajax, CSS transitions, WebSockets, and server sent events directly to your HTML using attributes, so that you can build modern user interfaces with simplicity and power of hypertext. So to see all this, let's first proceed into the documentation, and we'll start by coming to the installation part. So the way that I'm recommend installing HTMX is by using the source code of this CDN here. So you can copy this to your head of your HTML file, but I don't recommend this because of some few reasons. So what we'll do, I'll just copy this link, as you can see that, and then go to that link. So after that, you can see we have access to the minified code of HTMX. So I'll create, first of all, let's copy this name like that, come back to our project, and I'll create a folder called static, like that, not inside our template but inside our root directory. So I'm gonna move it there, and I'm gonna create a file called htmx.min.js, like that, and I'm gonna copy everything from here, copy, and then I'm gonna paste it here. Right click and format document. Yes, there we go. So next thing that we're gonna do, the way that we include our static files from Django, what we'll do, we have to load some template tags here. So, and how we do that is by doing this. So I'm gonna say gonna create I'm gonna say load static, like that, as you can see, and then I'll come to the body of this script tag here, and the source src, it will be static, and you know what, you have to include these these brackets like that, and so on. You have to put those percentage sign and write static, and then the path to your file. So in our case it was HTMX dot min dot js like that. Okay, yes. So that's it. You have successfully connected HTMX with your Django template. So, but to be sure that everything is okay, so what we are supposed to do, we'll go to our view in the core application. So we'll write a simple application, that is, I'll be using function based views to write this simple view here. So I'm gonna call mine home, and it will accept requests like that, and then it will return a render function, and the first argument is the request and the path to our template. So basically you can have your index HTML, but for this I'll be using the base HTML. So as you can see, it's inside the templates, but because we don't have any path, we will be referencing this base HTML directly to our templates folder. To navigate to the browser, because it has to be routed, we have to create our URLs. So I'll have to create a new file here and create URLs, is urls.py, like that. So, and then from Django dot urls import path, and then from dot import views, and then I'll create the URLs mapping. So URL patterns is equals to the path, which will be blank if we leave it like that, and then I'll be referencing the views.home. So this is the function that I'll be calling it when I'll be accessing when I'll be accessing the blank path. And what I mean by blank path is when I go to localhost port 8000. Okay, so, and we have to tell that we have to tell our Django project that we have these URLs, we have to be recognized. So what we have to do, we'll go to our simple app, and in the URLs we have to import some few things. First of all, we'll have to import the include function, and we will include it here. So we'll have another path here, and thank you, Mr. Copilot, and we will include our core URLs inside our Django project. So that's it, and now we can give it a shot. So we can start our development server by running this command. So this is the command that you have to run so that you can have our server running. So let's go inside our application, inside our browser, and access it. As you can see, we have blank page, and that is very correct. Let's go to our base and include something here. So I'm going to say h1 here, and I'll be having hello Django developers. Sorry, developers, like that. And we come to the front end and just refresh, and just like that you see that. But our aim is to check if our HTMX is loaded. So we come to the network and refresh, and HTMX was not found. Let's see what's the problem. And the problem is, when you come to our settings here, we have to tell Django where to look for the static files. We have some settings we have to put here. So for example, we have to say static. We have to include our static files directories, and we have to specify it like this. So os.path.join our base directory, or else you can just say it's on the base directory, like that, and then like that. It's also valid. And also we have to go to our URLs here and import also some few things. So we have to say from Django.conf, we have to import settings, and then from Django.conf.urls.static, we have to import static, and we have to extend the URLs patterns here. So you'll have to say URL patterns plus equals to static, and then we open the brackets, and we have to specify to point that settings.static underscore URL, like that, and then the document root is equals the static root. And the static root, you can set it now, but you can also leave it. It will still work. So if we say static root is equals to that static file, but this is for production purposes. So let's go back to our settings in the URLs here, in the, not here but here, and that's it. So let's clear the terminal and start our development server like that, and let's come back to our Django frontend and load it. So as you can see, it has been successfully loaded, so it's 200. Okay, so I'll just come back to my base HTML here template, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a button here. Okay, I'm gonna create a button here, and the button will send a request, a get request to the backend in the URLs called /hello, and the target of our results of the response that I'm gonna take, it will be inside our results div that has an ID of div. So instead of click me, we can say get some response from using HTMX, like that. And the div that we'll be targeting is this div here. Okay, so when we will be sending the request, it will use Ajax and it will send our request to this endpoint here. So let's go quickly and write these endpoint here. So go back to views like this, and I'm gonna call it hello HTMX like that, and it's gonna take a request, and is the first thing, and it's gonna return I'm gonna return an HTTP response hello HTMX like that. Okay, but we have to import the Django the Django HTTP response module to our project. So that's it. So what I'm gonna do, we gonna create a URL for this endpoint here. So let's go back to our URLs patterns and say the path to hello. So this was the endpoint that we specified in our front end. So if you go back to our button here, it says that we go to /hello like that, and after specifying that, let's go back to our URLs here. The name of the URL, I'm gonna keep it as simple as that, just say hello like that. Let's go back to our front end and refresh and see if we can get the response from that. So click the button and we get our response back, so without the page reload, you see. So let me just click, and then we get our response. This is just the simple method I've just shown on how to integrate HTMX. We have a lot that we can read from here. Because this is very basic, maybe in our next video we can do some CRUD operations like creation, deletion, and even something to interact with the database, so that you can see the importance of using HTMX without page reload. It's very powerful, and in my opinion, HTMX is the way to go. It was very simple, just like that. We made a Django dynamic without even a line of JavaScript. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and subscribe for more Django and HTMX tutorials. This is just the starting point. So if you really want to support this channel, just hit that subscribe button, and thank you for your time.